Good morning, class of 2021. My name is Teisha Bradley. I stand before you today as the only African American student graduating from the RISD Architecture class of 2021. As we reflect on the death of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and every Black life that was taken over the past year due to racial hate, I want to start by saying congratulations to all the students of African descent graduating today. Thank you for adding flavor to RISD. As you receive your degree today, I want you to know that I see you and I hear you. To my fellow graduate students, we not only mastered it, but we did it during a pandemic. Many of us grieved the loss of family and friends during this time. Some of us even survived COVID without missing a single deadline. More importantly, we learned how to truly put our health first. The graduate class of 2021 made something out of nothing, and we turned lemons into lemonade. Together, we co-wrote the Art Student Pandemic Survival Guide with the innovative methodology. For example, we learned how to separate school from home by hanging a backdrop to hide the real mess behind us on Zoom. And of course, we scheduled infamous regular Zoom babysitting sessions to force ourselves to get out of bed and be productive. We truly had each other's backs. I want to share a story about my first day of classes at RISD. The first day consisted of the entire class sitting in this very lecture room, pre-COVID of course, doing something the professors called first day, first image. Most professors showed an image of a building. My professor, Carla Strito, showed an image of Nichelle Nichols on the set of Star Trek. If you don't know who that is, she was the first Black woman to be featured on the show. He told us a story about how Martin Luther King Jr. said to her that she couldn't quit because her role was important and was larger than herself. He then relates this story to the 500 licensed Black women architects in the United States and stated how problematic this statistic is in the architecture profession. As I sat there with my peers, I realized I was not only the one representative of Black students in my cohort, but the one woman of African descent. As an alumnus of the illustrious Morgan State University, a historically Black college and university, I had just came from a school where most of everyone looked like me, to now being alone. I encountered many moments where I felt alone throughout my 3 years, especially that first year, when at times I wanted to drop out because it was hard for me to see my privileged classmates thrive and rely on family support. Anytime I went down that road, I just thought back to my first day of classes at RISD and told myself that, like Nichelle, I couldn't quit. I got into RISD for a reason, and I belong here. So I want to thank you, Carl, and the RISD Architecture Department for being a part of a predominantly white institution that wants to bring awareness to systematic racism. I didn't learn that statistic about the number of Black women architects at Morgan State University. I only learned how to be a good architect. Thank you, RISD, for accepting me with a 2.5 GPA without even knowing I had 2 jobs and was raising my little brother. Thank you for accepting a recommendation letter from a restaurant manager. Thank you for seeing me as a leader, a teacher, and allowing me to have a voice. Thank you for pushing me to believe in myself. It wasn't always easy, but the 3 years I have been at RISD have been bliss. You have trained me as an architect designer, educator, and artist. You have listened when students have raised their voices. And it has been remarkable not walking on eggshells. You have so much room to grow, but I want to give credit where credit is due. This journey of becoming a Black artist and designer has been one of a kind. Not many people can say they traveled to Atlanta one semester for a studio project and the next semester study photography in Paris on a scholarship. I feel privileged to have been able to experience this as a Black woman. I dedicate my degree to all the little Black girls that dream of being designers, photographers, educators, artists, and architects. There are Black people in the future, and we are gold. Thank you, and congratulations to the graduate class of 2021. It was done. Period.